you. Yeah, feel like I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to sun these boys, can't leave them blasters. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actress. I don't fall for it, I'm privy to all your tactics. Yeah, so try again, this time take a vitamin. Yeah, invite them in, welcome to the Lion's Den. And I'm Mufasa, big boss in charge of, coming in like a bull. You see me raising the stock up, yeah. So baby, you gon' need some patience. I already won, now I'm just making a statement, Damn, baby, why your mans keep hating? You asking about the cake, you here for the celebrations? And I ain't fishing, I ain't really into baiting. I know they all wish I take away they mating, but sorry I'm taking me and my lady mating.
She is the voice behind the growing platform TalksTasha podcast, available on youtube.com/TalksTasha. Her platforms create a safe and uplifting space for listeners to unwind, reflect, and engage in meaningful conversation surrounding faith, culture, personal growth, and navigating life's everyday challenges through authentication and thought-provoking dialogue. She offers listeners a mental escape while encouraging healing, awareness, and inspiration. Tonight, we're diving into her journey, her vision behind the podcast, and the impact she's making internationally through her voice and platform. Of course, me and Larissa welcome TalksTasha out of the UK. She has the fast and growing podcast, TalksTasha. She is available right now on YouTube. It's the podcast of a variety of topics. It's center-based, it's faith-based, of course. It's all about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. But it's an awesome platform to go ahead and check it out. It's available right now on YouTube. And with me and Larissa, she will be popping in shortly. We do welcome you to our platform, the JustSayN Podcast, brought to you by Gateway 8082. So go ahead, Tasha, introduce yourself to our audience. And I know we're live stream to your audience as well out in the UK. So go ahead. It's about you. And like I said, me and Larissa, we welcome you.
Hi, everyone, and it's so good to be on this podcast. Yes, I am TalksTasha. I am from the UK, and I am so excited about this because we're going to have such a great discussion tonight. And thank you so much, Furman, for inviting me on your podcast. And I'm excited. So, yeah, I'm TalksTasha, and I cover all different subjects from cultures, politics. I talk about people's testimonies and all different sort of videos. So go and check my podcast out. It's called TalksTasha, and I have different types of people that come on my platform. But I'm so excited to be on here, and thank you for having me. And guys, hit the like, share, and subscribe button as well.
Most definitely. Most definitely, that gets the algorithm up as well. Like I said, Tosh, we thank you. I know we're different time zones. You're 6 hours ahead of us, and we're 6 hours behind y'all. Because right now, it's actually 5:08 here in the States, but we know in the UK it's 11:08 at night. So it's a big gap. But hey, I appreciate you. And Larissa, she appreciates you as well. I know she'll be topping in because I know she's looking forward to chopping up with you as well. But we do thank you for taking time of your schedule. So, like I said, just go ahead and start it out. Like I said, let us know who you are. Just give us behind the scenes on who you are, who TalksTasha is.
Well, TalksTasha, well, I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a child of God. I'm a friend. I'm everything. I started my platform, I think it was like 2 years ago where I started. I just felt that the Lord was calling me to speak, to have a voice, to say something. And I just took the faith and the courage to just step out and proclaim his name, but also having different types of people on and talking about controversial topics. And just doing that basically. And God's just using me, and here I am today, basically. So yeah.
Oh man, and that's what's up. So you wear many hats, but you speak about you know that the Lord had put this on your heart to do. Why now? Why is it important now to have your voice heard when it comes to the faith, when it comes to being a Christian and proclaiming the kingdom? We know that Jesus preached about the kingdom, he proclaimed the kingdom, and we know that the kingdom is being ushered in, and we know that we are he worked in us and worked through us by the Holy Spirit. So why, when you answer that, what was going through your mind at that time to just go full force into what he has called you to do in this time right now?
Well, I think it was sort of over COVID back in 2021. I could just see an oppression on our nation. I could see things were changing after that. I just felt that the nation didn't have a voice, and a lot of people were suppressed at the time. Um, so I believe that the Lord was really pressing on me to speak and say something. And the time is now, because we are in dark times now, and people need to hear about Jesus. They need to have hope. They need to know that, the reason why things are the way they are is because it's godless. It's because it doesn't have Christ. So now is the time to do it. Now is the time to speak. So yeah, that's why the Lord used my voice, and that's why I'm here to proclaim his name and to do what he's called me to do.
And I like that. I like that a lot. So I got some questions for you, and I know I asked about your upbringing, of course, and growing up in the United Kingdom. What experiences shaped the woman you are today?
Growing up in the United Kingdom, what is it? That I did read that question, and what has shaped me? I came from a single parent household, so I never knew my father. So I believe that sort of shaped me into the experience that I had coming from a single parent household, having no father. So the rejection, the not knowing who I was and my identity, that has played a big part in my life as well. So knowing Christ has given me now the identity. And I think that's what sort of shaped me now to who I am now, having that boldness, having that tenacity now for what I experience. So yeah, having your voice heard, that's the most important thing. I hope this is all making sense to you guys.
I mean, it does. I mean, I like how you grew up in a single parent household. You not your father absent from the household, of course. But we know that a lot of times it get a lot of backlash from single parent households, especially when the
Mm,
father's not absent. You have a lot of children who may go a wild path and looking for acceptance, especially from a little girl or a boy, looking for the acceptance. Did any of that affect you? Like any like just wondering, figuring out, just going down a different path of searching for love and searching for attention
mhm.
from because my father's not there. Does that make sense?
Not having a protector in the home, isn't it? It's not having the headship over the home. So you're sort of not left to your own devices, but your mum has to work, doesn't she? She has to go out and do the role as the father as well. So yeah, it was having that balance. Hello, Larissa.
Hi,
Hi.
Tasha.
So
Sorry, I lost my voice. And then I had technical difficulties. So things are not working out right now, but it is because God says, yes, it's going to work out. So I'm here.
Well, Larissa, we welcome you. It's always a pleasure and honor to labor with you on this platform, of course, and we thank you as well. Just catching up. We were just talking about Tasha's upbringing. She came from a single parent household. Father was not present, of course. So we're just talking about that. So you want to chime in on that, Larissa?
Okay, so actually, I do. It's very interesting because we actually have a lot in common. And I'm sorry for the audience if you're like, oh my gosh, she sounds like she's a smoker, but I promise you I'm not. But look, so I came from a much similar background as parents. I did not know my father at all, never met him. I could be like standing right next to him and wouldn't know who he is. I could never get a straight answer from my mom. Things that she told me did not align, especially when I did ancestry.com. So I do have that type of compassion when it comes to being raised in a single family home. But the one thing about my mother was my rock. When it came to it, she was my rock. She was my mama. She was my daddy. It didn't matter. Whatever my brother and I needed, she made it happen, period. So I never really kind of, you know, had an issue or had daddy issues like a lot of people say. So, I don't know if that was your situation because I am just chiming in and I would love to hear more about that. How did you feel about that? Or did you ever want to know your father?
I think I did have a bit of daddy issues with me, personally. I felt a lot of rejection and a lot of pain, a lot of, why isn't it here? Is there something wrong with me? But as I sort of got older, sort of you're growing up into adulthood, it didn't sort of affect me as much, but it hit me more when I was a little child. That's when I think it hit me more. But now, sort of growing and as a woman now, it's like I don't need him. You know what I mean? It's like because I don't know what he looks like, so I don't need him now. I've got my identity in Christ, so it's a total different thing now for me. But for people that are experiencing, fatherlessness and having that compassion on people that are going through that, it's not very nice. But yeah.
Have you tried reaching out or tried to find them?
Oh no. No, it wouldn't. I really don't know where he is. So there's no point. There's no point.
How did that affect you as a child with your mother, with the relationship between your mother? Because I know that sometimes a lot of children will put that type of responsibility on the parent that has stuck around versus the parent that did not.
Sorry. How did it? Me and my mum are very close. We were very tight. We're very close. So strong woman she was. She went out. She had 2 jobs. She maintained the home. I saw that strongness in her, and that's what I found really empowering. Her strength, and that courage and the way that she was. So yeah, it's we're tight. We're tight. It's good.
That's really good. That's really, really good. Furman?
Yeah, cause I know I asked her, especially. Well, I'm gonna ask y'all since y'all both women and y'all went to similar backgrounds. I want to ask that: does the statistics behind single parent household, when it comes to young girls, a lot of young girls they feel they have that wilding out, looking for acceptance. Did that affect any of y'all growing up as coming from that type of background? I just want to get y'all answer on that.
Well, I'm going to let Tasha explain first since Tasha is on our show. So go ahead, Tasha.
Because these are some questions, aren't they? Wilding out. What do you mean by wilding out, first of all? Because you've got to be careful.
When I say wilding out,
looking for your dad in relationships.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
And going to
being a fast tail ass girl is what you really mean.
Looking for your dad, you're going, having relationships and trying to find your father and getting your heart broken. Yeah, it's real. So yeah, I did experience that.
Well, I just want to make sure. Did you really mean that, or did you mean women that are more promiscuous when it comes to men? What did you mean, Furman?
Some women are more promiscuous, but I think with me, personally, I was looking for my father. So I was going into relationships. I just wanted to have that relationship with somebody. So it's having that way about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm glad we cleared that up. Personally, I feel like that situation is so overrated, and I hate that women get that type of representation. That if they don't have a daddy, they got to be out here. Excuse my language. They got to be out here fucking everybody because they ain't got no daddy. No, you don't. No, you can find out who you are. Period. No, you don't. I do believe in 2-parent households. Don't get me wrong. All of my children were in a 2-parent household, and it makes a big difference. But I do not believe that is the main purpose for women to be quote unquote promiscuous. And don't get it twisted. Don't think it's just women. It is most definitely men too. They have these daddy and mommy issues all the time. And so I think that's not talked about enough because there's so much pressure put on women. Like we're supposed to be great. We're supposed to be perfect. We're supposed to be pure. We're supposed to, have proprietorship. We're supposed to be, so much bullcorn. I feel, don't let me get started because Lord have mercy. Don't let
Yeah.
me get started. I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to know, like breaking that narrative, changing the narrative, because our social media always show, not just social media but television, they always show some the negative side. But there are
Mm,
awesome people, awesome men and women who came from a single parent household, and they went off and did great things, became great husbands, became great wives, and just changing that narrative. So that's what I wanted to say about that.
mm, okay. Okay, I see. Oh, look, I'm trying to. I just realized something. Lord have mercy, I don't have my background on, and I gotta have my popcorn ceiling coming up because Lord, I've been trying to take down popcorn ceiling from the whole house. It's driving me nuts. It's yeah, baby, look at that. But you know what? I'm a homeowner, so it's all good. So can't nobody tell me nothing. It's damn near paid for. So it's all good. I don't care. It is what it
And
is.
awesome. At the end of the day, it is all good. It is all good. And I know Tasha, before you came on the list, I know that Tasha, she's a mother. She's a wife as well. So how is that? How is parenthood, and what are y'all takes on today's parenthood compared to when we were growing up? Like I said, I'm a millennial. So I was born in 1982, and my parent or baby boomer, my father was born in 1959. My mom was born in 1962. So they're around that baby boomer generation, and we know growing up it was a lot of I thank God for my parent. It was not mostly sitting down breaking down everything to you. It's more because I say so mentality, of course. But now we're in the ages now where everything is wide open, information, questions and stuff. So how is parenting compared to today back then when you were growing up?
Well, half of the things, my kids do, they're grown now. I've got sort of adult kids. So what my kids do, half of the things they say to you, you think, how do you get away with saying that? I think parenting is more, people a bit more easy on their children now to what we were growing up like when we were younger. Um, I think it's more communication as well. They sort of open up to us more. I mean, I have conversations that you probably wouldn't have had with your parents at our age back then. So yeah, I think it's more relaxed. They're more open to open dialogue and discussions. Um, so it's totally different now to when I was a kid. Yeah.
Well, I'm a Generation X. I'm probably older than both of y'all. Actually, I think I am older than both of y'all. And I was raised by a baby boomer. Okay. Um, just like Furman. And in the US, I feel like there are definitely cultural differences. Hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. But there are definitely cultural differences. As far as how I was raised. My mom, she was definitely, you do as I say when I say. But this is the crazy thing. She never hesitated to tell me the real parts of life. She did not hesitate to tell me the real parts of life. So what I did not like was to do as I say, and there's no room for discussion. So when I had children, and you brought up a point, Furman, because I actually had a child young. I have 3 children. Okay, all of them are adults. I had my youngest child at 16. Okay, we grew up together. My baby saw me graduate. We went to basketball games. We went to my games together. We went to my track meets together. He grew up with me. I taught him how to play. But there was never not a point that I said, hey, I'm going to allow my mother to raise my son. That was something that I decided to do because I was aware of what I was doing. And so it had nothing to do with mommy daddy issues. It just had something to do with being a stupid ass kid and not knowing. Well, actually, I did know, but just being stupid. You know what I'm saying? Just going with the flow. And that was the result. And I wish there was more that I could have given my children at that age, but at the age, it was nothing that I could. I had to depend on my mom and my stepfather because even though I did not know my real father, I was still raised in a two-parent household because I had my stepfather. With my children, I find it very funny how people always talk about they went through the blues with their daughters or their sons. I did not do that. I did not go through that. Now there were situations that I sat down and they went through the blues. They went through, certain situations at schools or heartbreaks, but there was never a situation where I was like, okay, hey, well, you're stupid or you're weak for feeling this way. No, it was always a conversation being had with them. And it wasn't just me. It was her father as well. It was not just me. So don't ever think that I'm taking all the credit. The credit is from both parents. That's why I feel like two-parent households is actually a good thing, especially when you're able to communicate with your children. Just because you have two parents doesn't make it good either. So unless you're able to communicate with your children, it doesn't work out. Because I know two-parent households, and they used to whoop their kids' ass. They used to abuse their children. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't go through that, And my children didn't have to go through that. It was, I'm going to use an example today. I was at my mom's house, and my oldest son was there. And we were just playing around. I was trying to teach him how to put him in a sleep road, right? And I did it. And he was like, Mom, I thought you were just going to show me, you weren't going to actually do it. I said, well, I want you to go ahead and try me. I want you to go ahead and do it. And I want you to make sure you're able to do it. And he looked at me and he was like, Mama, I'm not going to do that. He's like, no. He said, you telling me is fine. He said, I'm not going to do that to you. And I was like, oh, my baby care about me. My baby love me. But, I was like, okay, well, you know what? I feel like me and his dad, not his biological father, but his stepfather, which I never say stepfather, but his other father. I think we did such a good job with him and our other two children. Although we're not together, I can never, ever take away from him being a great father. He was always a great father. And so I will give that man props. So I will give him props for that because I can never take away from that. He's still in their lives. He will forever be in their lives. He's more of the I'm worried about you guys than I am. And I think it comes from my background and where I worked at. So who knows? I don't know. And where I come from. So, there you go.
Okay. Awesome. And I said, this is what we love here on the show. Having these conversations and people watching us have these conversations on our platform. So it's always a thing to talk about. And like I said, Tasha, we do thank you. And like I said, Mental Residue welcome you here on the platform. Like I said, you got a lot of great things going on as well. And you got the podcast you're doing, TalksTasha, which is growing and it's doing tremendously, of course. So talk about that, the platform, and talk about how that all came together and what is the platform about. Let us know, enlighten us, educate the audience on what the platform's about.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. The platform. I think with TalksTasha, have you ever had them sweets? You've got them in America. They're called Skittles.
Yeah,
like the different sort of flavors in the Skittle bag. They're called Skittles over here.
Yeah.
So with TalksTasha, I just
yes.
Skittles. And they're different colours, different tastes, different flavours. I think with me, whatever comes out, that's what I see it as. It's just a variety of different things on the platform. So I don't want to just stick to one sort of thing. I want like testimonies. I want people sharing their stories. I want to talk about politics. I want to talk about culture. So it's everything all in one thing, but having the center point about Christ. So bringing him into it as well. So it's just a mixture of everything.
What is your religion, if you don't mind me asking? Or do you have a religion?
I'm a Christian.
You're a Christian. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Because I know Furman is definitely a Christian. Or wait, are
Furman's
you
a
not?
Christian.
Wait, are you not? Because I don't want to speak for him. Because we had this
nah, you good. Nah,
The
you
We
guy-
had
good.
this conversation.
we
I
had
ain't
this
sure.
conversation, so this is the only way that I'm able to get him to talk about it.
Nah, you good. Cause iron sharpens iron.
Furman, are you a
I-
Christian? Are you a Christian? Or
Yeah, I am.
you don't go
I
to, I
am.
know you don't attend church at the moment.
But I am a believer, of course. I believe in the Lord Jesus
Right.
Christ because He is awesome. You know what I'm saying? He is the reason why we all here. You know what I'm saying? He laid down His life for us to give us eternal life and give the everlasting life, and I proclaim Him to the fullest. So, to answer your question, Larissa answered it for me. You're good, so I appreciate you answering it. That's all I got to say. But you are, like she mentioned, Tasha, you're a Christian, and you mentioned that your show is a mystery. And you mentioned it's got different variety of flavors, of course, and that's good. It keeps the audience engaged and interesting. But you also have individuals on your platform, from what I've looked at, from different walks. That being with bringing individuals onto your platform, because I do believe being outside the box. Because a lot of times when you are believing or Christian, they put us in box. I'm the type of individual, type of Christian that to have real life conversation. Let's address the elephant in the room. That's the type of person I am. Let's take the masses off. Let's be real. Let's be authentic. That's the type of person that I am. Because the Bible tells us, don't lie to your neighbor. That's what the type of person I am. So you do have different people on the different walks of life, of course. How has that been? Hearing other people's background, their stories, where they at, how they came into the knowledge of who Christ is.
Or like if I tell you, Tasha, that I'm not a Christian, how would you respond to me? What would be your issue with me? Or would you have one?
I will love you, Larissa. I'm called to love you. Doesn't matter.
No,
Jesus loves you. That's all. That's it. It's all love here. It is all love here.
That's it.
It's His heart. So it doesn't matter. And I don't want it like the platform to be only for Christians. It's not really for Christians. It's really for people who are not saved, that they can see people's testimonies, see people's journeys of how they came to Christ. And it just gives them that little bit of a seed to think maybe there is a savior, maybe there is Christ. You know, it's not to force Jesus down their necks. It's just for them to hear people's testimonies of Jesus Christ.
So do you believe
That's
in
it.
the Trinity?
Do I believe in the Trinity? Father, Son, Holy Spirit?
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. What does that mean to you?
It's God. It's all as one.
All one. Furman?
Yeah, it's one. They operate as one. How they operate as one. If you really look at the structure of how they operate as one, it's like when it comes to marriage. Marriage is based on how they operate. That's why if you look in the scriptures, when you're married, you're no longer two flesh, you'll become one. And that's how they operate as one. And when you put that together, it's very, very powerful. Just being on that one accord. How important is it to be on one accord? We had a conversation about this yesterday, and I did understand when it talks about do not be unequally yoked. I understand that a lot now. I didn't understand that then. I understand that a lot now. So, how important? I know, Tasha, you mentioned that you are married. How important is it to be on that one accord? To be where you're not holding each other's back, but you're moving forward with your beliefs, your philosophy. If that makes sense. Just how
Do
is
you
like
mean in what sense?
Being on one accord.
Do you mean in marriage? Do you mean with the audience, the people watching? What?
When it comes to marriage, when it comes to the audience, just engaging, dialogue and stuff like that.
So how do I get them on board, or is that what you're trying to?
Just being on that one accord. How is it being on that one accord? Because we know we got a lot of shows that wants to be controversial. They will do things to go viral. But when I say on one accord, is coming together as one. How y'all have these conversations where it could get heated. I want to make a lot of sense what I'm saying, but just being on that one accord when it comes to having conversation, hearing each other out. That's what I say, because everybody has different walks of life. Everybody has different backgrounds, and but to be able to listen to the person.
Okay, you have a lot of people. Go ahead.
I'll give you the majority of my. I'll give you an example, Tasha. I'm not a Christian. I've never been a Christian. Okay, I do not believe that the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost is the same. That is not my belief. It never have been. I believe that a lot of people, considering where I live, that is like blasphemy. Okay? We live in the Bible Belt. Oh my God, my freaking voice is gone, Lord. I maybe God is trying to tell me something. I don't know. But I do not, that is not my belief. So how are you able to bring your audience together, especially if the conversation consists of talk about religion or Christianity, anything have anything to do with it? How do you bring your audience together?
How do I bring them to talk about Christianity, or how do I get them to listen? First of all, majority of my audience, I don't do lives really rarely. I don't really do lives. So what I tend to do, I just do testimonies. So I will get guests on who just come on the platform.
That's good.
Do their testimonies, their encounter with Christ, and then I'll just put the video and people can just leave it there. That is all I do.
You know what?
So it's down to the listener.
Tasha, I knew we were equal. Look, I knew we were equally yoked, because that's exactly what I plan on doing with my own podcast. Because I feel the same. I feel like testimonies are beautiful, especially when it comes to women, because we have not been heard for so long, and people put us in. They put us in this class. Where we are just emotional and we can't talk about anything else. Or if we talk about something, then it becomes, oh my God, she's emotional. No, that just means we have a bit. So I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I love that idea, because that's exactly mine.
So I'm gonna ask this. So you feel like, I won't say feel like, do you think it's important to have a voice? I mean, I'm advocate for a woman having a voice, especially if you with someone. So because at the end of the day, iron sharpen iron. It's some things that I may not see, but you see. But it's up to me to humble myself to take heed to what you're saying. That makes sense? Because
I think it's down to the viewers, isn't it?
Huh?
It's down to the viewers. It's down to the people that see the content. If they probably flick on it, flick it off, whatever, it's down to the individual. All I know that people have had an encounter with Jesus. This is their experience. That no one can take away a testimony of anyone's experience of what they've experienced. It's their experience, their testimony. So it's down to the individual and the viewers that watch it, and just leave it there. That's it, basically.
Okay, that's what's up right there. So I'm gonna ask you this: for listeners outside the UK, how will you describe the culture and everyday lifestyle there?
The culture in the UK, I think at the minute, and I'm going to say this, and I always say it all the time, I think the UK is trying to find her identity at the minute in this country. So we've got a sort of a right and a left, and we've got this sort of governments and all this going on in our country at the minute. So United Kingdom on the world stage at the minute is not looking strong. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Like
Sounds like the
it's
US at
not
the
good
moment.
over here.
Sound like
Okay.
you guys are going through what we're going through.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what are some of the misconceptions people have about the United Kingdom? What are some of the common misconceptions people have about the United Kingdom?
Oh, good question. I really don't know. I don't know all the misconceptions. I think we drink a lot of tea. I'm not really joking.
Tea and crumpets.
I don't know. You need to elaborate more on that. What misconception? Like,
Well, the tea, the crumpet. I mean, just what and light educate. I never been to United Kingdom. I grew up in the United States. I live in the South. I'm still living in the South. So when people look at other people from other nations, they come with a misconception. It's just like here in the States. If you eat fried chicken, they compare fried chicken to black people. If you eat fried chicken, oh, because you black, or watermelon black, stuff like that. The misconception. Everybody loves watermelon. Everybody loves fried chicken. So when they think United Kingdom and people that's watching, do they think, oh, y'all just drink what, tea all day, or tea and crumpets and stuff like that?
yeah, I think with us, we come across, I think, a bit dry, with no sense of humour. I think that's probably the world sees us a bit like that. Is that how you see us? How do you see us?
I think it's interesting to learn about your country, to learn about your culture. Because I'm open-minded. I'm an open-minded individual, so I'm open to learn. Because I never been to United Kingdom. I never experienced. And I know you're there and you grew up there and you raised there. And so I'm excited. I'm interested to learn about the culture and what it has over there compared to the United States. I know it's completely different. What you say about that,
We have
Larissa?
a
What's
lot
your
of
take on
history. We have historically, we've got a powerful history in this country. Powerful. I mean, it's rich with history. But I think in this country as well, where they're trying to wipe out the history and sort of rewriting history, and then this is the fight going on in this country, and it's going back to the identity thing again, where they don't want to talk about the history of it all. So, we've got cathedrals and churches and all sorts of beautiful stuff, all parliaments that was founded, they put in other countries as well. So it's a lot of things came from the UK, but they want to sort of forget about the history of it all.
I think every countries that that literally consist of powers, that's what they do in order to gain power. It's not just happening in the UK. It's happening right here, where they have tried to minimize slavery. Like when you think about it, hello, Jim Crow, segregation was literally in the 50s. My mother went through it. This isn't something that just oh my God, why do you guys always talk about race? Because it's a problem. That's why. So I get where you're coming from when it comes to history and history being erased. And I feel like I know quite a bit about the UK and its history because I love it. I love history. So I try to learn history from every country. So I feel you on that, Tasha. And I hope you guys are winning. I hope that the people, because that's who matter, the people. I hope the people are actually being listened to. Because here, they're not being listened to. They're not being listened to. So hopefully it's a different story in the UK. We've never experienced a monarch. The UK has. So that's a different thing. That's a whole different thing. So,
I think I was speaking to someone on one of my videos, and she was talking about the race thing in America, and I was saying it's so different over there to where it's here. You've got more of a divide in the America than we have in the UK. We're more white and black, a bit more unified over here. So you'll find you've got more interracial marriages, relationships. It's sort of
Do you think so?
in the UK, yeah.
Not really. You would be very surprised how many mixed race families there are here. There are a lot of mixed race.
Oh, is there a lot over there then?
A lot.
There is.
A lot.
Oh,
And
so it's not as divided then.
Well, no. Don't get it twisted. Just because you have sex with somebody and have a child does not mean that you're not a racist. That does not mean that. Okay?
Mm.
Someone told me years ago, they're racist from here on up, but not racist from here on down. And I did not understand what that meant because I was young. I was a kid. I was a teenager. I don't care about that until I became an adult and I understood it and I get it. I come from a mixed race background. So I've gotten it from Black, from Hispanics, from you name it, from every part that I'm supposed to be mixed with. So, but the thing who I identify with is my Black culture because that's who I've been raised by. We have the Beth. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to address her comment. She said they're trying to do the same thing here in the States. They're rewriting the history books to remove slavery and she is completely right. It talks about it now. There was a Kevin Hart situation. They had like a roast Kevin Hart. And there was a comedian on there. And he literally was made it seem like racism wasn't like, boy, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Like, you have to see the video. I'm going to send you the video, Tasha, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a very prevalent thing. And just because you have children by other people doesn't mean that you're not racist, or doesn't mean that your grandparents are racist, or doesn't mean that your aunties aren't. Yes, there's very much racism, and not just in the white community or the Hispanic or the Asian or the Black community. There's racism everywhere because it's so divided. It's so divided. Right now, Black people have stepped back from what's going on right now, okay? I've noticed a shift, okay? There has been a strong shift in what Black people have decided to get involved in. And I'm so glad they have because it shows a certain restraint that they need. And it gives people time to sit back and look at what's going on. Okay. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that you should not do anything about it because if this is your country, it is your right and you should do something about it. So make sure you are doing something about it. Right now, they're trying to make it to where you can't do things about certain things. I've never seen so many black people in positions of high positions within the government be fired for literally nothing. For literally nothing. Okay, people who have held like positions and have done their job correctly, but fired. And I'm all for it. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're Black, white, it doesn't matter. If you're not doing your job, goodbye. But if you are doing your job, there's no reason why you should not be. So there is a big difference when it comes to race because that's just it. It is what it is. This country was founded off of literally the destruction of Native Americans and the hard work of Black Americans here, of slavery. And I'm not going to say African Americans, of Black Americans here. That's what I'm saying. And that's what it is. And they are trying to erase that as if it didn't happen. Oh, well, it didn't happen to you. Okay, so what?
I want to address that when it says they were writing the history books, escape, spiritual rule, slavery, and the concept. Be honest with you, slavery is not over with. Slavery was never over with. Slavery is all mental. It's not physical no more, ladies and gentlemen. It's all physical. We really Lynch. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about some Willie Lynch
Willie
on
Lynch.
soon. We're gonna talk about some Willie Lynch on this episode. Not right now, but I do have the Willie Lynch book, and I'm going to address this on this platform because we need more stuff.
I agree with
Slavery,
you that when
Yeah.
mental
yeah,
slavery. I think we are in mental slavery.
it is
I
Tasha.
agree with you on that one.
Yeah, it really. I got the Willie Lynch book, and I know you mentioned interracial couples and stuff. Let me tell you about that too. It's a concept. Okay, it contradicts itself too when it comes to interracial. I remember at one point here in the States, women of color were mad at black men. They were mad at black men and saying all black men cheat, all black men are dogs. So they end up start going outside the race. They thinking, okay, if I get with this guy outside this race, he's gonna be faithful to me, he's gonna be loyal to me, and that's what was going on.
Fred,
When
I'm
a black
sorry. When was this?
this been going around for a minute, and this was the concept that was going. That was the narrative they was pushing out. And when a man of color got successful financially, he ended up going outside his race because he feared that the black woman was not submissive. She don't listen, and they started going with the white women, other women outside their race, because they fear the white woman is more submissive to the black man. So that's what was going on. So it's really a big mess behind it all. I mean, love who you love, but don't just be with someone because you thinking that this person's color is better than this. It was a woman, it was a black woman, made a comment years ago on Facebook. She said she was gonna get with a white man and she gonna get with a white man who thinks like a Mexican. What she said that was a white man, he works, he's actually smart, and the Mexican man he got him. I'm just saying this was goes on in our country, and that's the concept that people think, and that's what they think. Matter of fact, you read Willie Lynch,
Just
that girl
like,
talk
what
right
the
about
hell?
but I'm saying that's what it goes on here in the States. I'm just being honest with you. This is what goes on in the United States of America. That's the mindset here. And it's crazy. It really is crazy.
Well, all I can
Racist is
say
everywhere.
is this is everyone's experience, what you've all experienced with this racial stuff. I'm not saying I haven't experienced racism, but I'm not really in them sort of environments. So it this is to me, you know.
Yeah.
I think racism, like you said, it can be on by white people, Indians, black, Chinese. Everyone can be racist. So I don't want to look at it for the lens of black, white,
Right.
because I think that's really narrow looking. It's racism is across the board. Everyone's
Yeah,
got to be.
and
Everyone can be.
yeah,
Yeah.
and everybody, and we all got and we all got prejudice in it as well. Just when I
Yeah,
say prejudice, let's say you walking down the street and you see someone with a hood on, a black hood on. Well, I tell you, I wouldn't even say a black hood. I would say you see somebody walking down the street, they talking to themselves, they fussing at themselves, they cussing themselves. What you gonna do? You gonna go to the other side because you gonna think in your mind, oh, this person's gonna do something harmful to me. So we all have some type of prejudice within us as well. So I mean, it's crazy how we embrace each other, how we treat each other. It's totally sad, and we are in perilous times right now. I never seen so much. Cause we had a conversation about this yesterday too. We was talking about relationships, and we was talking about the thick and thin of things. And I brought this up to Larissa, and I was saying I watching this show, and this guy was with his wife until her dying days. And he shared a story that when he broke his hand, how she had to wipe him all the time. And are people are people prepared for that? You know, if you listen to Better and Worse, but do we ever go into the concept that hey, my partner, my person I'm with, they can be down and out. Do we still you still have that love thing? Does that make sense? That you really love someone, you gonna be there for them through the thick and thin. When you at the highs and lows. But we know we have individuals. I don't say everybody's different, but you have individuals who quick to want to jump out. It's like they're not going in being prepared. Does that make sense when it goes into that covenant? Being prepared, like,
Mm.
what if this happened to me? How will you respond? I'm saying like this. We work in law enforcement. We worked in the sheriff department. And this thing we have to do called fire drills. And we have to prepare for these fire drills. So when a real fire, we got to do these things monthly. So it's like being prepared, how we got to handle the inmates. They go in, prepare us. So when it actually does happen, we know exactly what to do. Do we look at life that way, like these scenarios? And I know one time Larissa was teaching the class one time mental health, and she was getting these different scenarios on how we respond to them. So, do we go in being prepared? Help me out, Larissa, just with this, like being prepared when you bring these different scenarios and how people respond to them, instead of just looking at it one way.
Okay, so I worked for the department for over 25 years, okay? I was there when one of the most racist sheriffs was there, okay? And I'll never forget the first time I met this man. This man came into our class. It was our academy class. He said, "This is my class. This is my sheriff's department. And if you guys don't like it, you can just get the hell out of here." Now, mind you, it was 90% Black. It was all of us. And then I started thinking about this. I was like, what's so weird is it's 90% Black in detentions as far as employees. Why is that? And most of the deputies were white. Like literally 90% of the deputies were white. Okay, this was at the beginning, and then we went into Lupe Valdez. She was our first Hispanic lesbian sheriff. I loved her. She changed a lot. She opened up the deputy task. There became a lot more Black deputies available. So people who I worked with became deputies. I loved it for them. And it made such a huge difference because they were able to give I hate to say give the streets and give the people a different type of way of treatment, because these are people that they have been accustomed to, people that they have been around. When I told you last time, Furman, when I told you that I grew up with so many people in that jail, that wasn't a lie. From the time that I started from 20, seeing these people when I was in my 40s, that's growing up with these people. That's literally me knowing these people for 20-something years. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But the one thing I did notice was this. Black people had the highest bonds. They had the highest bond amounts for the same exact charges as whites. And mind you, check this out. When we did our assessment, Black, white, it was Black, white, Native American. There wasn't a Hispanic or Mexican. There was not. They considered them white. Okay? I always thought that was weird, and I always wondered why. But I can tell you one thing: that made a difference in their bonds. It made a difference in the bonds, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I'm not going to mention the judge who I had this conversation with, but he was a magistrate judge, and I asked him because I was fired up. I was fired up one day. I said, "I want to know why most of our Black men who are first-time offenders have higher bonds than the white counterparts, and then they're able to get adjudication, which means that their criminal history from that from like prospective employers are wiped away. Why is it so much easier? Now, mind you, because I've worked there and I did know somebody who went to jail and I knew the system, I knew how to do it. That was the only way this person was able to get their stuff adjudicated, dismissed. Mind you, once you're in the system, police can always look at what you have done. It doesn't matter if it has been adjudicated. It doesn't matter if employees look at it, they won't be able to see it, but police will always be able to see it. FBI always be able to see it. Does not matter. But I wonder, like, why? Why is that such an issue? Because I don't understand it, and because it should not be a problem.
Well, I'm gonna say this too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this too, Larissa. I'm gonna say this too. Larissa. It's not just here in Texas statewide. It's the same thing in Alabama too. And I tell these guys all the time, they are incarcerated. Though I said slavery never disappeared, it's still here. The plantation is prisons now. It's the jails now. If you look at it,
can I just say something? What is making? Why are they getting incarcerated? What is it? The environment? Is it there's no opportunities? Is it what is it?
What it is, they have target. Let me say, when it comes to the education system here in the States, have really failed us a lot, and it's set it up that way. And there are more prisons being built. Like, I'm from Alabama, and the governor there, she has built more prisons in Alabama. Prisons now have become the new age college now. It really has. And they took away a lot of programs. I remember growing up, there was a lot of programs, but they took those programs away. What it is now, Tasha, here, it's about money. It's a lot of people, your well-known people have investments. Matter of fact, you get investment you get investment within the correctional facilities if you want to. They have to do it to make money off these people. So what they do now is they make it more comfortable for these people to come to jail. They have tablets now. They have all type of things now. It makes them comfortable where they have to want them to come back.
But I don't think that's the reason why they're coming to jail.
So
that's not the reason why they're coming to jail. They're not.
But I'm saying how just comfortable they make it.
I mean, just because
they took that stuff. What I'm saying,
they want to be in jail. For sure, no, they're not getting opportunities. They're not getting jobs.
They took it away.
They took it away. They took it away. They're just not getting it.
They took it away.
If you had capital, you are not gonna get very far. Unless you had capital, you are not getting very far. And that is just it. That is just it. Somebody just made a comment, Beth, and thank you, Beth, for continuing to make. Yes, thank you. She said, I worked in law enforcement for 4 years. You don't realize you're being taught to conform to racism until the brief sergeant refers to the bird as an animal. And when I tell you, I was told that when I first started. I was told if you don't whoop an inmate's ass and send them to the hospital, especially if they put their hands on you, not de-escalate the situation, then you're getting fired. You're getting fired for being a coward.
It's a lot of corruption then in these going on out there then. It's probably the same here. I mean, I haven't really sort of inquired about it, but that's
if you look at it, they be treated
like
go ahead.
It's like if you look at it, you treat like
animals. You're lagging, Furman. I'm sorry.
No, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was saying you be treated like animals. You gotta think about it. You got human beings being locked up like animals. If they got a line, you have to discipline them like animals. That's what it's being like. It's being treated like animals. You treat these people like animals, being locked up like an animal. Come out, you know what I'm saying, like an animal, go right back in like an animal. That's how it's being programmed, like an animal. So you got these people being treated like animals.
And what were you gonna say,
It's not
Tasha?
good. I'm just, it's. I think the system is. I was thinking this the other day, right? So they put liquor stores around the hood. Am I correct?
All the
Yeah.
time.
Fast
All the
food
time.
So
restaurant.
it's like it's sort of set up to fail. They've set a system up for them to
Yes.
fail.
It
Then
does.
they can be incarcerated. That's what
Exactly.
I see as sort of game here. I think as well, it's hard to come out from that mindset and from where they're living as well. There's no opportunities. How do they come
That's
out
it.
from this system and this mindset if you can't? You're going to go to crime. You're going to go to gangs. You're going to go to these things. Do you get what I mean? So it's really set up like that, which is not fair. That's not right. That is not right.
Yeah. And we're not
Is
even
that how
gonna
I'm seeing
Yeah.
it?
we're not even gonna begin to talk about redlining. Guys, when I moved into my area, my taxes were about 4,000. My taxes on my house right now, because people that look like me have majority, we are the majority. It's about $6,000 in taxes, home taxes. Home taxes,
That's how she
girl.
look. Right.
$6,000 home
It's
taxes.
expensive to live in America. I don't think I could live
Oh,
there. It's
oh my,
expensive.
Mm.
what?
Wow.
And then I think
Do you
about
pay
how
it?
Trump
You
just sued the IRS and got billions. I was just like, damn.
do you pay your taxes a year? If you get what I mean, or
Yes,
do you pay every month?
yes,
A year.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
taxes you got
yearly.
to do.
If
Oh, okay.
depending on how much money you make, it depends. There is a balance system when it comes to taxes, and every year there are rule changes. So yeah, good luck. This year I owe 6,000, so I don't know. On top of the six
Wow.
thousand taxes.
Yeah,
It's like this
it's jacked
everywhere,
up
though.
here.
It's like this
Yeah,
everywhere. It's like
yeah,
this
it is.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's really jacked up. And like I said, within it comes to the community. Yes, it is liquor stores everywhere. You have
Yeah.
drugs everywhere, and they don't own this stuff. Who own the drug? They don't own the former schools, come the drugs, stuff like that. The government does. They push that stuff in there for a reason. It's to set up for failure unless you break the narrative. So, and then I hate it because a lot of gifted people who don't have this, especially these young people. We had a lot of young kids being incarcerated. I mean, it was a young man, young incarcerated, charged as adult. He looking at 40 years. Well, he got 40 years in prison. So think about it. What, 17, 40 years? Think about what time he get out of prison. He won't know anything. His mind will be incarcerated that he wouldn't know what to do, what they call the free world. And it's set up that way. So like probation. That whole probation thing to me is a scam. These folks just got out of jail. They don't have no job yet, but you want them to come pay. And if they don't want to pay, you get lock them up. You get what I'm saying? The game that goes on around here.
It's set up for you to fail, friend. It's set up for you to
It's set up
fail.
to fail.
Yeah.
You see Beth there in the comment section, the Beth B Shifts. She done a video on my podcast. So go and check her out.
Okay.
But Beth, thank you so much for your comments on there. Thank you so much for participating.
Yes. Thank you, Beth. Thank you.
Thank you,
You
Beth.
are right. She's right with this last comment, baby. I got some star rays. Look, I need to write a book. Beth, you and I, look, we need to get together and write a book.
But we
I'm telling
thank
you.
Well, we really do
Shoot.
thank you for timing in. We appreciate you, Bella, timing in as well. I know it's late because I know it's midnight now where Tasha at stuff like that. So I know we're not gonna hold her up. So yeah, so we do appreciate you, Tasha. Larissa, you have anything you wanna ask
No,
Tasha?
I don't. I just want to say thank you, listeners, for tuning in. I'm so sorry about my tardiness, and I'm so sorry about my voice because it is gone. But thank you for tuning in. Remember to catch us every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on the Just Saying podcast. Be looking out for That's Her, hosted by yours truly, Larissa, aka Low, because my name is Low. And hopefully I have Tasha on the show because it's about women. I want women on there. That's so important to me. Our opinion matters. So that is the target audience for the podcast I want to do. Look, hopefully you can be on there, Tasha. I'm ready, sis. Yes, we We got plenty to talk about, but it's gonna be cut shorter, and it will be pre-recorded because I'm not, I'm not ready to stream and stuff yet. I'm too old for that, y'all.
Do you know what, guy? I love hanging out with you two. I really love the conversations that we have. I really like hanging out with both of you. We just flow in conversation, and I've really enjoyed this topic about race tonight, and sort of delving in about things like this because it needs to be talked about. We got to talk about it. But yeah, I really do enjoy our little chats. I do.
Oh, I love it. I got a friend from the UK. Look here. This is great. I love you are a very intelligent woman, and I just want to give you your flowers. Your platform is growing. I wish you all the best. It will continue to grow. We're gonna manifest that because that is what God has plans for you. So that's all I have to say. And hopefully we can do the same thing. If you're interested in being a sponsor for the JustSayN podcast, that's her, and for Tasha Talks, and for Beth. Because look, Beth, let me tell you something. Thank you so much. Thank you, Beth, because I gotta get you on the show too. Look at her, because we got some stuff to talk about, sis. Okay?
Get Beth on.
Yes, for sure. But thank you. Furman, I'm gonna let you take it away because I know okay. Of course she said okay, of course. Thank you, Beth. Yes, so I'm gonna let you take it away. And also, Tasha, we want you to explain about your podcast, your timing, and everything about what's going on over there in the UK.
Right. So yes, TalksTasha, and hopefully I'll be doing more lives. I would like to do more lives and have a sort of collab. I did say to Beth, I should have got her on actually. Well, we'll do a collab sort of thing. So yeah, we're going to do more live collaborations, get more voices on, more videos, and you're just plugging out and discussing and talking. That's it. And spreading the word. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Oh, man, we appreciate it. We thank you again. We will be back on June the 3rd. We'll be back next Wednesday, June the 3rd, same time, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. If you're on the watching us on YouTube right now, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, notification button. That keeps the Just Saying podcast in the algorithm. So we thank everybody for liking the shorts, the reels, and everything else. So we do appreciate y'all again. That's all I have to say. So that sums it up right there.
Brilliant. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons for both of us.
So
push this forward. Man, brilliant.
Awesome. So y'all make sure y'all follow Tasha as well. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, notification on her platform. Make sure y'all follow, get that notification. Every time you get that notification, but you will get a notification anytime the show posted. So y'all make sure y'all do that today. It is free, of course. Keep her in the algorithm, ladies and gentlemen. Keep her in the algorithm. And go ahead, Lo. You saying something? Your mouth is moving, but I don't hear the words.
A voice.
Yeah.
I had to mute my mic because my son just went crazy on his video game. So I'm sorry. I had to mute it. Yeah. I just heard him going crazy. So no, thank you guys for watching. We will catch you next time. All right. Love you guys. Bye, y'all.
All right. Peace, everybody.
And we can just dance tonight.